Hey guys, it's Bromos and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be presenting my watch list for blue chip stocks that I believe have buying opportunity. Since the coronavirus, the market hasn't been doing well lately. And recently, like maybe 15 minutes ago, I saw that futures were down. So most likely there's a chance that these stocks could dip even more this week. However, I believe that the virus will be cured someday soon, hopefully, and that is why we could get a great opportunity with buying these stocks at a low price. The stocks I'm about to present are good financially compared to the typical penny stocks that I go over. Of course, I also handpicked these stocks based on technical analysis so that you can get the best of both worlds. Without further ado, let's get started. The first stock is Intel. Intel is a company that supplies processors for computer systems manufacturers like Apple, Dell, and HP. They have been doing really well recently with their ER. We can see that it was at an uptrend on the daily before the virus news hit. Now it's currently at a downtrend. However, I see some signals of buying opportunity here. On Friday, it gapped up with a strong move and managed to close above the 200 SMA line while engulfing the three other candlesticks. A close above the 200 SMA line is a strong bullish sign. Some levels of support to consider are around $53, $50, and $46. In my opinion, best entry would be around $48, but if you really want to get in now, then I would recommend people using a smaller size position because it's quite possible this can still dip. Some levels of resistance to consider are around $56, $58, $60, $63, and $68. Also notice how the RSI and MACD are curling nicely. Next we have the weekly chart. It's quite clear that the overall trend is still upwards, even though it went back below the previous resistance. Some of you might be thinking, Bromus, what are you saying? It's clearly moving downwards, and I know it's because I can see with my own eyes. To that I say, let me explain what is really going on here. We can see it has a nice bull flag pullback to a level of support. If I haven't told you already, then I am declaring that I am a sucker for a good bull flag pullback. Also notice how Friday's candlestick dipped near the 200 SMA line before blasting off and closing above the 50 SMA line. That right there is a strong signal sign in my opinion. The next thing I would like to look for is next week closing higher than the previous week. Some levels of support to consider are $52, which is around the 50 SMA line, $48, $45, and $43, which is around the 200 SMA line. Some levels of resistance to consider are $56, $59, $60, $64, and $68. Some of you might be thinking, Bromos, if these stocks are financially well, then why do we need to know these different levels of support and resistance? Can't we just buy and know that they will go back up? Let me ask you this. Do you just go into a test without preparing? Of course not. You need to study beforehand so that you can do well. Same concept applies here. Nobody should be entering a stock without understanding what is going on. Next, we have the monthly chart. It's very clear that the overall trend is still upwards as shown by the rising pennant. We can also see that it had a bull flag pullback to support. As of right now, we have a doji bounce off support. Of course, we won't fully know what the full candlestick shape is until the end of the month. Some support levels to consider are $46 and $54. Some levels of resistance to consider are $55, $60, and $65. Based on the daily, weekly, and monthly, my plan is to enter a small position tomorrow and add on any dips near $46 through $48, assuming I can get that. This is one of my favorite picks, and I'm pretty confident long-term it will do well. My next pick is Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson is a holding company which engages with research and development of products in the healthcare field. And yes, I did get this from Wikipedia. We can see that they were in an uptrend, but now downtrend after the coronavirus news came out. To be honest, I don't have much crazy patterns for the daily, so I'll just move on to the support and resistance levels. Some support levels to consider are $132, $128, and $126. Some levels of resistance are $1.35, $135, $138, $141, and $145, and $148. Here we have the weekly chart. We have a bull flag pullback to a level of support. Ah, Bromos, there is the bull flag you love so much. We also have a doji bounce off the 200 SMA line. It couldn't close above the 50 SMA line, but there's a good chance that it might, and if it does, then this will become even more powerful. Furthermore, the overall trend of the stock is upwards. Some levels of support to consider are $130 and $124. Some levels of resistance to consider are $140, $145, and $152. Here we have the monthly chart. The overall trend so far is upwards. Here we have a beautiful ascending triangle that illustrates that. We can see as of right now there's a doji bounce off its support level. The only major support level I see here is $120. That is why I'll be trying to take some shares around there if possible. The only major resistance level I see here is $145. Johnson & Johnson is a good brand name, and I feel long term this will pay out nicely. Next stock on the list is Apple. Apple is a technology company that designs, develops, and sells electronics and computer software. Fun fact, I myself own a MacBook Pro 2012. Just like the previous stocks I've shown today, Apple was at an uptrend before the coronavirus happened. Now it's at a downtrend. However, what I see here is a buying opportunity. Here we have a bull flag pullback off a level of support. Notice how that level of support is also where the 200 SMA line lies. The fact that it bounced around there tells me that the buyers refuse to let this go down. Some levels of support to consider are $243, $260, and $270. Some levels of resistance to consider are $277, $292, $305, and $325. The RSI and MACD are curling upwards. I almost said MCAD again. On the weekly, we can see that it has a bull flag pullback to a level of support. Once again, we see yet another 50 SMA line bounce. The overall trend here is upwards as shown by the rising wedge. This becomes bearish, however, if it breaks below it, so be careful when taking this play. Major support here is $240 on the weekly. Some levels of resistance on the weekly are $277 and $330. Here we have the monthly. Can anyone guess what I'm about to say now? I'll give you a hint. I've been saying it throughout the whole video, so if you get this wrong, you're about to get a slap. You guessed correctly, another bull flag pullback to a level of support. We also have a doji bounce off support currently. We can also see that the overall trend on the monthly is upwards. Oh look, the bull flag is bouncing off that rising pennant. Major support on the monthly is $240. Major resistance on the monthly is around $280-ish. Also notice how we can see an ascending triangle on the RSI. I haven't really proven this, but in my opinion, an ascending triangle off the RSI shows strength for the bulls, especially if it's on the monthly. My plan for this is to buy somewhere near $260 and add on dips. The next stock on my list is Biogen. Biogen is specializing in the discovery, development, and delivery of therapies for the treatment of neurological diseases to patients worldwide. This is a coronavirus play, so we might see some strong movements short term. Let's see what the chart has to say about it. No crazy chart patterns here on the daily, unfortunately. However, we can see that it bounced off the 200 SMA line. The only thing I would be concerned about is that it failed to go above the 50 SMA line. With that being said, I still believe we can get a good dip on this if we wait for the right price. The only real level of support I see here is the 200 SMA line, which is around $265. Some levels of resistance are $305, $317, and $340. We can also see that the RSI and MACD are curling upwards. Next we have the weekly. Some of you might be thinking, what is going on here on the weekly? There can't be possibly anything here. I see nothing. Well, let me explain what is going on here. Few weeks ago, it had a bull flag pullback to a level of support before breaking out. Fast forwarding a few weeks later, we can see it has yet another pullback to a level of support. You know what they say, history repeats itself. There's also the Hammer Doji hybrid bounce off the 50 SMA line. It also manages to close above the 20 and 200 SMA line. Say what? The 20 and 200 SMA line? Wow. Some level of support to consider are $385 and $260. Wait, what? That's insane. There's like a $100 difference between them. Because of that, I'm most likely just going to stick with the $385 as support. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Oh, I'm sorry. This says $280. I meant to write $285. My bad. Some resistance levels are $330 and $360. Here we have the monthly chart. Okay, Bromos, you can't possibly have anything to show here. This must be a prank. Again, let me show you what's going on here. Yet again, we have another bull flag pullback to support and it broke out. However, it pulled back to that level of support for now. The only support level I see here is around $260. Some levels of resistance I see here are $320 and $400. My plan is to buy this near $260. The last stock on my list is REGN. They're a biopharmaceutical company that develops medicine for treating various medical conditions worldwide. As some of you guys might have guessed, this is another coronavirus play. We have another bull flag pullback to support. Notice how the bull flag is still holding the overall trend of the stock, which is upwards. We can see it also closed above the 200 SMA line. Some levels of support are $400 and $420. Some levels of resistance are $456 and $500. The RSI and MACD are curling nicely. Here we have the weekly chart. At one point it had a nice cup and handle chart pattern before breaking out of it. Now we have a bull flag pullback to another level of support. Unlike the other picks I've mentioned today, this one has a 200 SMA crossover. Typically, when a lower moving average crosses above a higher moving one, the stock tends to move up more. Some support levels to consider are $376, $400, and $440. Some levels of resistance to consider are $470 and $500. Here we have the monthly chart. We are currently in breakout mode of the ascending triangle. Some support levels are $350 and $450. Some levels of resistance are $500 and $600. We can see that the RSI and MACD are curling nicely. Best entry in my opinion would be around $450. I hope you guys enjoyed today's videos. If you guys enjoyed what you saw and want to see more of it, then feel free to subscribe to my video along with dropping a like on it. Have a good day, friends. Catch you later.